Well, hello. I am so excited to bring to you two of my favorite people. One I've known since, wow, teenager, 13,
Oh, yeah.
14, 15.
So,
Anyway, she was younger. And Joe, I've known Joe now for what, Joe, about 8 years, maybe
Yep,
9
that's about
years.
right. Hmm.
Yeah, that's going, yeah, 8, 9 years now. So we're almost going on a decade, Joe. And we're pushing two, but we're gonna keep that under wraps, Grace, because that's really showing how old I am. Talking about I'm pushing two on you. Okay, can you hear me?
yeah, I can hear you.
All right. So I'm Julie Whitney Scott, and you are who, Grace?
Grace Auls.
And are you sure? And
I'm
you are who, Joe?
Joe Bishara.
And these we're all involved with this Columbus Black Theater Festival this year, and Joe is directing I Can Fly, and Grace is the actress in I Can Fly. And I was wondering if we could just talk about a couple of things. One of the things I would like for you guys to talk about is the challenges of social distancing and this whole challenge now of taking the stage performance and trying to keep it thus um, while becoming filmmakers and and actually taking a play and having to look at it like a screenplay versus a play. So I thought I would start with you, the director, to talk to us, about that. And Joe, tell us a little bit about you too, because you already are doing stuff and have done some things. So you can not only talk about the challenge involved with the Columbus Black Theater Festival in that, but you can also talk about the challenges that you had in with the school one that you did and bringing a bunch of children together in a
Yeah.
social distancing in this time for us as theater makers.
Right. Well, first of all, I'm really excited to be a part of the festival this year. I've been a huge advocate for your work and the Black Theater Festival's work for a number of years. I'm just really excited to be directly involved this year. So thank you so much for that, Julie. Yeah, it's a really fascinating time that we're living in right now. And subsequently, how can we make art in this time of pandemic and social distancing? I am very fortunate that I am the theater supervisor for the City of Dublin and the Abbey Theatre of Dublin. And I've been working alongside city government on identifying safe, effective ways for the art of theater to still continually be practiced and produced since the stay-at-home order went in effect in March of 2020 for Ohio. I've had the good fortune of working on a number of these virtual initiatives, learned a lot, and I was really excited to take some of the things that I've learned from my previous virtual productions and put them into effect with working with Grace on this world premiere of I Can Fly. Gary, the playwright, actually told me in an email, he's like, hey, guess what? You guys are the first ones to do this. There was supposed to be a production before you, but it was canceled because of the pandemic. So guess what? You guys are the world premiere. And so Grace has been very gracious, and we've met in a variety of formats. We've talked via texting, via email, via video chat, and because my space is allowing me to have a very small amount of people in my space, Grace and I were actually able to do a majority of our rehearsal work and our recording work in person. Now, we're the only two people in the room. I'm wearing a mask when she's talking. I'm 10 feet away from her. But that's the world that we're living in right now. And so I think that we can still make art. We can still tell really immediate and authentic stories, but we're definitely doing it through literally a different lens.
Um, I think it's been pretty interesting. To work in like to work one-on-one with a director, like with it when it's just me, like I've never done that before. So I think it was really interesting, especially because we, huh, I think it was especially because usually when I'm in a room, it's like me and it's the director, and like there might be a few other people, and then the director could be talking to like some other people and not me, but all of the conversation was directed towards me. It was just like I've never been in a situation where like I'm talking to my director one on one like that, and it was interesting, but it was also kind of helpful because you know, one on one conversation is more helpful. Um, it was interesting at first because we weren't actually gonna meet, we weren't gonna meet in person at first, I don't think, and we were just gonna do it on like the camera, but it was pretty difficult. So I'm actually really happy that we got to do it in the theater space.
Uh-huh.
It was weird having to get my temperature taken when I walk into a building though. That was pretty weird. Overall, I it was different, but like I actually really liked the experience of just having to focus on one person because sometimes it can be difficult if there are like a whole
How
bunch of
was it?
people.
How was it? Talk to us about the character and how difficult, or is it difficult or more easier for you as an actress, Grace, to not have the energy of an audience? Because when you're doing monologues, you are the energy. So it's you, you know, and your director, but you have the chemistry of an audience to give you not that you get that extra feedback because you get your feedback from your director in regards to what we vision and what we want to see to help you bring out the character, but to actually now try to bring this character to life, um, which filmmakers do all the time, you know, in movies and stuff, but you're used to and we're used to on a stage we have an audience. How was that? Talk about the character, and was it difficult in any way to get into your character, what the character needed and stuff, and without your audience?
For me, um, I think there were definitely parts of it that were like a little difficult, uh like with like specificities with how I say a certain line with like what exactly I'm trying to convey. Like, oh, I'm trying to be regretful, but like I'm not showing it, but I have to be regretful like I'm talking to a person when no one is there. That was kind of hard, but like with the character, um like who the character was as a person, that I actually didn't feel that that was difficult for me personally because I found several ways like that I kind of identified with the character um in the way that they were speaking, which was very, I'm talking about this thing, oh, but I didn't think about this thing before. Like I do that all the time. So I could, that was really easy for me to talk like that. But then also with the deep, like having this thing that you're not necessarily sure if it's okay to tell people, but then you're like, is there something weird with me? So I actually really identified with that. And the audience aspect, I'm used to having an audience, but I used to do storytelling and whatever, and it wasn't like a reactionary thing. I never like reacted to the audience. Like I was telling the story to them in a way. So like that was actually pretty easy for me too, because even without the audience, I'm focused on like doing my thing for them. So it was, it was similar for me.
And so, Joe, as we get ready to close out, um, tell us a little bit about this play and what they can expect without giving it away. You know, from the character that you're getting ready to talk about. I mean, you
Yeah.
know, from
So
I Can Fly.
right. So I mean, what's really cool about I think what Mr. Sironen has written is that he has taken it's a great title. First of all, it's a great hook. And then you try to determine, well, what does this mean? Because flying can mean a variety of different things. And you get this insight into this young African-American female and her life experiences, and how we are all unique, and we've all had very varied experiences in our life, which help color how we see the world and change how we interact with the world. And I think that that's what I really, really enjoyed about the piece when you sent it to me. And I think that Grace has such a tremendous way of making things feel very immediate and authentic. And I've really enjoyed going on that journey with her and watching her integrate her own life experiences into creating this character. And I think that that's where I want to leave it, so we don't tell too much. But it's a really, really great story, and I'm looking forward to audiences having the chance to experience Grace bring it to life.
I want to thank both of you for participating. And Joe, yeah, like I said, I'm very excited that we got to work together in this way too, because you know we've worked together in several projects before and stuff. But this is really special because you know this is the Columbus Black Theater Festival, and you have been an integral part from the very beginning of supporting what I want to do in regards to bringing original, you know, new works by Black people that involve Black people, that have Black people and all people, but based on, you know, stories of color. So, and I really like this I Can Fly too, because it also fits into the theme of inclusion and people being included in whatever's going on around them, or feeling excluded because of what's going on with them, and therefore that causes inclusion. And so I'm really excited about that, and I think that everybody's going to enjoy the work that you two have done. So thank you so much, and see you at the festival.